Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're here with us today. If you are a stepmom navigating the beautiful and sometimes tricky journey of a blended family, this space is for you. We create content to support and uplift you every week. If you find this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Your support helps us create more content just for you. It's a simple way to stay connected with our growing community of amazing stepmoms. Thank you for being a part of it. Do you remember the movie Stepmom? It came out in 1998. It told the story of a new stepmom, Isabel, and a biological mom, Jackie. Many of us watched it and felt a sense of hope at the end. It seemed like everyone finally found a way to come together. But what if I told you that the happy ending we all remember might not be so happy after all? What if there's a deeper, more complicated truth hidden just beneath the surface of that final, picture-perfect family photo? Today, we're going to look at this iconic film in a new light. We will peel back the layers of this story together. This isn't just about a film. It's about understanding the real, often unspoken challenges that stepmoms face every single day. We will explore the uncomfortable truths that the movie shows us about love, loss, and what it truly means to build a blended family. We'll dive deep into the relationship between Isabel and Jackie. We will look beyond the simple good versus evil narrative. Instead, we are going to explore their genuine struggles and their complex feelings. We'll trace their journey from being rivals to finding a fragile understanding. This exploration will help us see our own situations with more clarity and compassion. Join me as we uncover what stepmom can still teach us about our own families and our own hearts today. The story of Stepmom begins with a family that appears to have it all, at least on the surface. We meet Luke Harrison, a successful lawyer, Anna, and Ben. They live in a beautiful, sprawling home in the suburbs of New York. The children split their time between their father's new life in the city and their mother's idyllic country home. This setup presents a modern family structure, one that many people believe is the ideal way to handle a separation. It looks neat, organized, and focused on the children's well-being above all else. On one side, there is Jackie, the biological mother. She is portrayed as the perfect caregiver, deeply connected to her children's every need and emotion. On the other side of this dynamic is Isabel, Luke's much younger girlfriend. She is a successful fashion photographer, living a vibrant, creative life in the city. Isabel is trying her best to step into the role of a future stepmother, but she is clearly out of her element. The children's lives, with their school routines, specific needs, and deep attachment to their mother, are a foreign landscape to her. This contrast sets the stage for immediate conflict, highlighting the gap between her life and the family she is trying to join. Jackie's world is rooted in the past. Isabel's world represents the future, a new version of the family that is still taking shape. This initial setup is crucial because it frames the central conflict not just as a personal disagreement, but as a struggle between different values, lifestyles, and ideas of what it means to be a family. Isabel is introduced as a character who is, in many ways, defined by what she is not. She is not a mother. She is not part of the family's history. She is not familiar with the unspoken rules and rhythms that govern Anna and Ben's lives. Her attempts to connect with the children often miss the mark, highlighting her status as an outsider. She tries to engage with them on her own terms, which only serves to emphasize the vast emotional distance between them. She is a capable, intelligent woman in her professional life, but in the family context, she is constantly positioned as inadequate. This leaves her in an impossible position, responsible for the children's safety and happiness, but powerless to truly guide them. The film visually represents Isabel's outsider status through her environment. These scenes emphasize that she is not just new to the family, but she comes from a completely different culture. Ultimately, Isabel's primary struggle in the beginning is one of identity. She is trying to merge her independent, professional self with this new, demanding role. She is not an evil stepmom by nature. Rather, she is a woman trying to navigate a complex and emotionally charged situation without a map. Her journey is one of trying to find a way to fit in without erasing herself completely. Jackie Harrison is presented as the quintessential mother. Her entire world revolves around her children, Anna and Ben. She knows their favorite foods. She knows their secret fears. She knows the stories behind every scraped knee. This devotion is her greatest strength. But as the story unfolds, it is also revealed to be a source of her deep-seated fear and resistance to change. Her initial interactions with Isabel are defined by a quiet but firm assertion of her maternal authority. Every piece of advice she gives Isabel is both a helpful tip and a small reminder of who the real mother is. This behavior isn't necessarily malicious. It stems from a powerful primal instinct to protect her children from disruption. The divorce from Luke is still a fresh wound, and Isabel is a living symbol of that loss. This need for control sets the stage for a significant power struggle. Jackie wields her maternal knowledge like a shield, reinforcing the message that Isabel is not and never will be a true replacement. It's about a mother grappling with the terrifying prospect of becoming irrelevant in her own children's lives, and fighting with every tool she has to prevent that from happening. When Stepmom was first released, most audiences interpreted it through a very familiar lens, the classic trope of the biological mother versus the new stepmother. In this common reading, Jackie is the hero. Conversely, Isabel is often cast as the villain. Her fashionable clothes, her city apartment, her ambitious job, all framed as evidence of her unsuitability for motherhood. This reading is appealing because it's simple. It gives us clear characters to root for and to blame. However, this black and white interpretation misses the movie's point. It overlooks the nuanced struggles both women face. That initial public reading is precisely the setup the story intends to dismantle. The movie invites us to start with this familiar trope, only to later show how deeply flawed and incomplete that judgment truly is. It sets a familiar stage, preparing to reveal a more complicated human truth. Let's shift our focus now and step into Isabel's world. She isn't trying to replace anyone. Imagine the immense pressure she feels, society, and our internal critics. Place this impossible expectation on stepmothers. Her efforts are often interpreted in the worst possible light. A trip for a fun meal is seen as feeding them junk food. A gift is seen as a bribe. She is trapped in a no-win situation. If she tries too hard, she is seen as desperate. If she pulls back, she is seen as cold and uninterested. These are not the actions of a villain. These are the actions of someone who is desperately trying to do the right thing. Now, let's turn our attention back to Jackie and see the profound grief she is navigating. This grief is compounded by a devastating diagnosis. Jackie is facing a terminal illness. She is mourning the milestones she will never see: graduations, weddings, the birth of her grandchildren. Jackie isn't just reacting to Isabel as a person. She is reacting to what Isabel represents: a future for her family that does not include her. Her physical limitations make it impossible for her to maintain the level of perfection. She is forced to rely on others, most notably Isabel. She actively empowers Isabel, teaching family secrets and traditions, not as a rival, but as a partner. The true happy ending is the messy, difficult, and ultimately beautiful process of two women choosing empathy over ego. The turning point in the film happens when Jackie and Isabel finally start talking to each other honestly, sharing their fears and vulnerabilities. The story teaches us that a family can be big enough to hold both. It can honor the irreplaceable bond of a biological mother while also making space for the unique and vital love of a stepmother. Jackie's journey is about learning to share her most precious role, while Isabel's is about learning how to step into it with grace and authenticity. The real victory is not that they become best friends, but that they become partners in the shared project of loving Anna and Ben. As stepmoms, we must let go of the pressure to be perfect. It is a slow dance of finding your place, one that requires patience with yourself and everyone involved. This story ends not with a resolution, but with a beginning. It is the start of a new kind of family, forged in loss, but strengthened by love and mutual respect. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have thoughts on this film, please share them in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content to support you on your journey.